I contacted Martin Gerrard when I wanted to put my house on the market, which had been on the market previously. Um, and they're a name that's known in North London. They've got offices. I was in Barnet. They've got offices also in Whetstone and North Finchley. And I felt that people who were looking in those areas would be possibly interested in my house. And they are very well known in the area. And they came and took the details of my house within um, a few weeks. I'd had several viewings and I had a couple of offers, and then I completed in July this year. I thought they had a professional approach. They were reliable in terms of setting up viewings and keeping in contact with me. But Declan was the person who impressed me the most. So once he had viewed the property and done a viewing with a client, he just kind of got it straight away. And he obviously decided that it was, well worth his time doing it. And he just really stuck with it. I felt that he stuck with it until he'd got me the offer and he closed the deal. I had it on the market properly with other agents 18 months before, but they didn't do quite that same determination to sell that I felt that Declan did. They were prompt in answering my inquiries. Declan in particular always got back to me quickly, always kept me informed of the viewing times that were going to happen. I didn't give them keys on this occasion, but they respected that and they worked around my schedule. And that meant a lot to me because I'm a self-employed person working to my own schedule, partly from home when I have clients there, partly not from home. So they had to fit in with me, and they did. And they were very responsive. So that did really work for me. When he brought people round to see my property, they were people who were potentially genuinely interested. He wasn't just bringing people round because he wanted to be seen to be making viewings happen, which is an experience I've had with agents in the past. So I felt that when he wanted me to give him access to the house to do a viewing, that he was genuinely bringing somebody round who was interested. And he also gave me very good advice on whether to accept an offer or not, and he was very helpful to give me all the information that I needed to do that. So that was one of the main reasons why I would say that I trusted him. When I put the property back on the market with Martin Gerrard, I asked them to take it what I think they describe as off market, which means it's not on their website, it's not on Rightmove or anywhere else on the internet. So they don't have the usual mechanisms to draw people in. So they had to make it happen, as it were. And I felt that they did do that. I felt that they understood the property. They weren't relying on it just being out there on the internet or just in brochures or whatever, because they didn't have that material to work with. So I felt that in a way, Declan had to work harder with my property because of that, which kind of makes it more impressive, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I felt that they did a good job on that, considering they didn't have the kind of materials to do it with. Once the offer had been accepted, he made sure that I was happy with a couple of recommendations he'd made on my conveyancing solicitor and so on. And he kept in contact with her as well. So he kind of acted as the intermediary. I know that's part of the estate agent's job, but he really saw that through. Whereas I've had experience, not with this house, but many years ago, with another house where once they close the deal, they're a bit hands off because they just moving on to the next deal. And I felt that he, in that sense, went above and beyond to make sure not just that they were going to get their commission, but that I was happy that it was moving forward at the pace that I wanted it to move forward at. In terms of how I felt about Declan himself, I felt that that was a very personal service, that he understood my requirements, this requirement for discretion and not placing it in the public domain that I was selling, because I didn't really want that known until I'd closed the deal, preferably not until contracts are signed. So he was very discreet about that. And I felt that he took the time to understand what we needed, not just me, but my family. There were other family members in the house and he worked around them. And it wasn't just bringing people around, showing them the house and going away again. I felt that he made that effort to fit in with us, which was important for me, given what I was telling you about. I have clients in the house, and he was very respectful of all of that stuff. Declan was brilliant. He was like a man on a mission. Once he decided he wanted to sell my house and he thought he could do it, that was it. He was like, he just didn't stop until he'd done it. And that was the thing that impressed me about him most, as a summary of what I think about the service that I had from him. The reason I'm doing this video testimonial is that I felt that Declan I feel that Declan earned it, because he was very determined to get that sale for me. And he was respectful and took account of my needs. And I, as a self-employed person, know how important it is to have personal recommendation or testimonials. I think they make a lot of difference in the digital world. Estate agents are not really paper-based anymore. They're internet-based, they're review-based, all of that kind of thing. And I just, I appreciate it very much when my clients recommend me to other people. So I felt that I'd like to do it for him. Yes, in terms of recommending them, I would certainly recommend Declan, the Whetstone office. I thought he was great. I always got response from, not just from him, but from other people when I contacted them. And I have already recommended him to other people.